Okay.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another day in the recovery life. We're getting ready now to head up to Pirate Springs in Benton, Tennessee. This is a little recovery ranch, a house of ladies, and I'm going to be providing them with the recovery journal, showing them how to use it, and then we're adopting this recovery house, so I'll be providing them long-term with the recovery journal. So I'm excited. We're also going to be doing a recovery journals meeting with them, so you'll get to see them. And then we're going to cook. We're going to cook burritos together. So hopefully we're going to have a little bit of fun along the way. So you're welcome to come along. Bye. There we go. This is for our burritos. Let's go.
Slow, but okay, I guess.
Alrighty then. Oh, come on. No, there's a saying, right?
What?
Yeah. What do you got? Okay.
Wraps.
Oh, they're the same kind. No, they're
No.
kind of. No, but here. You know how Arby said they got the meat? Recovery journals.
We got the meat.
Oh no, or no,
It's
you
the beef. Huh?
Yeah, do you remember Wendy's? It
Yeah,
used to
where's
be,
the beef?
Where's the beef?
Yeah,
Where's the beef?
that's how old I am.
All right. No preparing when you go live. Hi everybody. We are live on Facebook, and we are heading up to. There is just no preparing when you go live. Hi everybody. We are live on Facebook, and we are heading up to Benton, Tennessee. And guys, you know Lisa, Veronica, and here in the back seat here, this is Landon. Landon is our he's doing the filming for the documentary of recovery life. So you're gonna be seeing him around in the background here and there. He does have a voice, don't you?
Hello.
I asked Landon if he was used to being around addicts or recovering people. He said no, so he's in for it.
I'm scared of them. It's my biggest fear.
We don't bite much.
Yeah, we do.
We might nibble.
Lisa,
I just nibble a little.
Lisa, what's your phone doing right there? You got that like plugged? What is that? Held in?
Turn right onto Relocation Way.
That was the clip thing I went to go get out of my car.
Northwest.
All right, she's gonna start arguing with us. We're getting on the highway and we're getting up off of.
Did you not want me to
200
put?
feet, turn right toward Artesian Circle.
Well, she don't gotta talk
Take the
yet.
next right toward Artesian
Shush!
Circle, then turn right.
Clam up.
It's got to be just right.
All
Don't
right.
talk too soon. Don't talk too late. Just talk
All right.
just
Yeah,
right.
well, we'll need the directions once. I know.
I got the volume off, so when you're ready
All
to
right,
hear
yeah.
it, then I can turn it
Right.
back up.
So I know how to get all the way up to Water Level Highway, where we're going all the way out. We're going up to Pirate Spring to the recovery house up there, guys. So we just wanted to come up here and say hi to you. Say hi, Lisa.
Hi.
And just do some harassing of somebody. Might as well be you. Might as well be people on Facebook.
Might as
Lisa.
well. Make them watch it.
Yeah, well, that's what I said the other day. I got stuck driving. I'm like, well, you're stuck with me now. But strange stuff happens when you go live. So, all right, so we're going to play a game.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, we're going to play the song game, Lise. So you have to ask. Do you have Siri on your phone?
I have Google.
All right. Well, Google songs from the 70s and 80s, and then we have to play. Can we guess that? But then you gotta sing some of it too. It's loud.
Songs from the 70s.
We'll see what we come up with, and then if we guess them. Do you know a lot of songs from the 70s?
I listen to 70s music on Sirius all the time.
Oh, do you? Okay, see.
So I'm probably going to get more than you. Although, you know
Oh.
what? I can't play because it's
All
got
right.
the name of the songs right here.
Yep. So when we get up there, go ahead. Oh, no, you can't look at the names, Lisa.
It's right there. How can I hit play if I don't see the name?
All right, well, I didn't think of that. Does it have
Oh, that's
shuffle?
cool.
Does it have a shuffle? No, remember, you can only have 30 seconds. You can only have 30 seconds of music playing before you have to pay royalties or something. So that's why I
Well,
said we
all
have 30
right.
seconds to figure it out.
Then, I mean, I
All
already...
right, well, we can just sing
We
some.
can... No. We can hand it to him and let
He's
him do
filming
it.
back. We're filming the film
He
inside
can
the film.
film and...
Yeah,
hit
look.
him.
Look, and people can see him. His face looks like a Mac.
Looks like what?
Landon's face looks like the Mac. Okay.
All right, I'm going to test you and then we'll
All
do
right,
something
okay.
different. So-
Julie, I'm going to give you this box to hold to help carry some stuff. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. And Julie, this is Landon.
Hello.
Hi, Landon.
This is
Nice to
Julie.
meet you.
I don't know. You're...
That's Luke.
Hi, Luke. I'm Veronica. Let me get this closed. Hello. Hi. I'm just going to give hugs. Hi.
I'm Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Nice to meet you too.
The yeah,
Olivia.
Still inside.
they're pretty nice.
Hi.
You're good. She's. We're doing a little like a mini documentary series on her story.
Ladies. All right. I got the meat. Hi.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Belle.
Hi, Bill.
Hey.
Hi. What's your name?
Emily.
Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hey.
Is it kicking this way?
Yeah, to the left in there. I think they went to the
Where you
right.
go?
Veronica.
Oh, where did we go? Mace?
Down here.
Oh, okay.
This
Hi. Veronica.
Tara.
Hi, Tara.
Yeah, it's brighter in there than in the living room.
Oh, okay. So the journals are actually longer. These are the 31 days of journal volume 1, which is this bigger volume. Okay, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to let you pick a journal, and when you complete the 31 day, it could take you anywhere from, say, because you're going to move at your own pace, so it could take you anywhere from 31 days to 4 months. Before I tell you about it, I want you to pick one. This is the same content in both books. Okay, just one cover is fog and one cover is praying hands. So I'll start here. What one do you want?
Are we recording?
Huh?
Because I just cussed. Can I cuss?
Yeah, don't, try not to.
Okay, sorry.
But don't worry if you slip this. I mean, when we go live, it doesn't matter. I actually probably should. I'm gonna just go live, and then I want you to just to be natural, okay? But try not to. So I'm gonna just give you a quick. I'm gonna give you a quick 411 on it, which is telling you how to use the journals, and then before we go live, I want to do this. Okay? We're gonna. I'm trying to figure out how to do this the best way. So there's no really easy way to do this. So before I go live, I have to explain something to you. So when you are co-writing this journal along with me, okay? So you'll read the meditation, you'll relate to it, and then there's always one or two questions that lead to better thinking, okay? So then, as you go through, you'll come across pages like this that are called black tab pages. And the black tab pages are for your creative inspirations. Like maybe some days you don't want to write, so you want to write a song or a poem, or someone gave you something inspirational, you want to tape it in, or you're writing your own book along with me. So by the time you get to the end of this book, it goes day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on, right? It says on the back, congratulations on your achievement from the heart, and then it encourages you to go on to volume 2. You can always do the same journal again, because you will always be in a different spot. And it supports you in your recovery, and when you get done, you have a series just like I have. So, and then you collaborated with me, somebody else, okay, as you were doing it. So when you do this, this side of the page is always day 1, day 2, day 3. This side is always the same. This is totally your page. So it says, this is on my mind today. This is the solution today. Okay? This is how I feel today. It gives you a space to say how you feel. Maybe you can only say, I don't feel good, or I feel like crap, or I feel like I want to punch somebody in the face. Right? But then it gives you a feelings chart. And there's 2 alternating charts in there, and there's always a positive and a negative. So you can write more of how you're feeling. And then there's a very simple daily planner in here. It's called the 3x3 task daily planner, and it's 3 things in the morning, afternoon, and in the evening to help you plan your day simple. So it can start as simple as, I'm going to get up out of bed, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to make my bed. You know, in the afternoon, you know, I'm going to go to a meeting, I'm going to do some step work, I'm going to call my sponsor, whatever them things are, right? I'm going to do, and then the last thing on this page is my personal note to my higher power, and that's to whatever you believe. Now, when you first start this book, it's very self-explanatory. You'll go through here, and I want you to read that. But when you get to page, I think this is 8, I have glasses on, but it says, this is where we begin to journal together. Okay? I dedicated the book to what I wanted to, which was God, and you're given space to dedicate it to whoever you want to. And that begins this process together. It also tells you right here that these books are for any gender, any person, any belief. And it's so because you're writing the other half of this book from your perspective, whatever you're coming from. So that makes that, you know, a unique book, and there's not another one in the world like it, because nobody else can write that other half of the book but you. And then it's rewarding because, you know, this is your story in here that's going to unfold in these pages. So it might start off in the beginning a little topical, but I've seen people take these journals and they become, you know, so much to them because it's you. So what I was saying to you was, I'm going to start you off with, this is the 31 days of Journal Volume 1, which the other one can take you anywhere from like 4 months to a year to complete. Again, you're moving at your own pace. So say you got to day 14. If you get to day 14 and you get in your head, or something happens and you don't come back for 2 months, you're still on day 14. You just pick up where you started, so it's no pressure. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm going to provide the house here with these journals. And when you complete this journal, then I will give you the bigger one. Okay, so that's going to take commitment from you. So again, it's not a race to do this. This is you. So for however long you're here, when you get to that point, I'll get you that other journal. This way, we can make the journals available for the other girls that come in as well. And then it shows the sincerity on your part. So, okay, so now I'll ask you. I'll start with you. Okay, so you want the fog, and there's the same content in the books. So this is a whole series, and I want to tell you, like, there's a little book that's just pictures. So I might wind up leaving the little book around up here so you can just look, it follows along in the book through all the journals. Okay, so next one. Fog or praying hands?
Prayers.
Okay. Let me get some more praying hands.
Praying hands.
Praying hands.
These are really cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
I really like them.
Praying hands.
Thank you.
Praying hands.
See what I told you,
Interesting.
Lisa? I told
I
her
would
on the way
never
up.
believe that.
I told her on the way up here.
I would not
For
want
institutions,
praying hands.
these books are for institutions and for prison, right? So I had to do the fog because they won't get in there with the praying hands. But when I go to any institution and I give them the choice, 97% of people, if you don't pressure them, they just pick, which one?
Praying hands.
That one.
And that's awesome.
Julie?
Praying hands.
Fog.
Right on, girl.
Lisa, you got
I've already
one.
got mine.
So we'll leave these, we're gonna leave these up here for when we'll explain to Melanie. Is there 2 people coming in?
Yeah, no, there's 2. There's, Brandon.
Okay, all right, we'll get them, the journals at the end. Okay,
Oh,
all right,
There's
so.
3. There's another girl that'll be here in about an hour or 2.
Okay.
And
All
we'll
right,
go.
well, no, I'm gonna leave a few extras with you. All right, so now, what we're gonna do is, before we go live, I'm gonna tell you how this meeting goes. So, a recovery journals meeting is, I'm gonna, not yet, I'm gonna give them quick direction, then I'm gonna go live. So, you can put your books down, and we're going to have, who wants to be our reader of the first journal? So I decided, okay, what's your name? Emily. Emily. All right, so I apologize in advance, ladies. I'm not good with names, so I might say miss, or excuse me, or something.
Hey, you.
That's what happens when you know a lot of people in recovery. It's just like, you're my brother or you're my sister, and that's it, okay? So what we do is I go live every day on Facebook to support the journals. You can, every day you can go up and you can see the journals up there, and you can go to the website free and follow along. For people who don't have the book, I just made it so they can go up and they can actually just journal right up there, but they don't get to have it at home like that and create their own series, and they don't get the questions. I give them different questions, right? So this meeting I'm doing in Recovery House, and then we'll be doing some outside with other recovering people. And what happens is, this is a participating book series. So we're gonna have a Recovery Journals meeting, we're gonna go live, okay? And people who are struggling, there, I think I had like 1,800 people, okay? And a lot of them never even seen a recovery meeting. They don't even know what it is, okay? So we don't say what fellowship we go to, we just say we're in recovery. You can identify yourself however you want to. I don't care how you want to. I always say a recovering person. I mean, I go to Narcotics Anonymous, and there I say I'm an addict. That's, I say I'm a recovering addict in Veronica. But here, when I'm in the public, I just say a recovering person. You can say whatever you want. Lisa, when we go up there, I'll say she's going to be our timekeeper, so that way, when you start sharing, you get 5 minutes. So we're going to read the readings, and then we're going to just share. Okay? Have all of you shared in a meeting before? So you know how to do this. A lot of people don't know how to do this. And now this is the most important thing that I'm going to tell you tonight. You see this right here? Even though it looks like a camera or iPad, it's an addict. It's a person struggling. So you can look at it as if this person is in the room with us. Okay? Because I'm going to come up and I'm going to probably, I think I'm going to be doing 4 meetings up here with you guys. I want you to remember that. So I'm going to say that again. Okay? All right, you guys ready? Who wants to read? The way the readings go, how do we want to do this? Do we want to pass? Somebody want to read the 12 steps? They're a little bit different. Who wants to read the 12 steps? Or we could pass them. Okay, and then that gets read first, this gets read second. And then if you open that book to day 1, that's today's reading. Before we go live, you can go ahead and read that so that we all can kind of get our minds around what it's going to say, and then let God work there. And I am going to open with this one in prayer once we go live. Yeah, day one. Go ahead and read out loud for us all to hear. And you have to go loud. Remember, kind of try to just get your voices up so that it can hear us.
Day 1, gratitude for people. I opened this book to an empty page, and then I thought of you, the other people on this spinning world. I could not leave it empty. For every day you have helped me to not have empty meaning to my existence. To you I say, you are the best thing that ever happened to me and the hardest thing for me to love without condition. Though I am not ever giving up hope that this is possible for me.
Okay, so that's the meditation that we're going. All right, so once we get started, I'm going to just sit down and we're just going to go live now and just let God take this. We'll open with the serenity prayer. I'm going to talk to them. And again, this is attic. We never get a chance to think about anything. I just push the button and it just starts to happen. And we're live, guys. Hi, everybody. So I'm up here at Pirate Springs coming to you live. I told you I would, this is the recovery house. Say hi, everybody.
Hey.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the Recovery Journals meditation meeting. I'm going to get back here. I'm going to sit down. And I guess before we do that, we'll go around the room. We'll just say our name if we want to. We can start there.
All right, my name's Tara, and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey.
Hey, Tara.
Hey, Tara.
My name's Olivia, and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey, Olivia.
My name's Belle, and I'm in recovery.
Hey, Belle.
My name's Emily and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey,
Emily. My name's Kim and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey, Kim.
I'm Jessica, and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey,
Hey, Jessica. I'm Veronica. I'm a recovering addict. Might as well
Hey,
go with
Veronica.
Veronica.
I'm Julie and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey, Julie. I'm Jessica, I'm a recovering addict.
Hey,
Jessica.
I'm Lisa and I'm a recovering addict.
Oh,
Hey, Lisa.
all right, now we got all that out of the way. All right, I suppose let's open with the serenity prayer. God, the we version. God,
Grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
God's will not always be done. All right, so we're going to first read the 12 steps.
Jessica, and I'm still a recovering addict.
Hey, Jessica.
Recovery Journals 12 Steps. We admit that we were powerless over having problems, that our lives had become unmanageable. We came to believe, number 2, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Number 3, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Number 4, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Number 5, we admit to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact natures of our wrongs. Number 6, we were entirely ready to have God remove all of these defects of character. Number 7, we humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. Number 8, we made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. Number 9, we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except to do so except when to do so would injure them or others. Number 10, we continued to take a personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Number 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying for only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Number 12, having a spiritual awakening. As a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to any person who is struggling and to practice these principles in all our prayers.
And how to relate?
Yes,
Just
I'm
make sure
Belle.
it's loud. Okay.
I'm a recovering addict.
Hey, Belle. Make sure that addict all the way over there can hear you. That's you.
Recovery Journals How to Relate statement. Relating is when we connect to a word or phrase that has been said and then connect it to something in our life. Example, I can relate to Joe's struggle because I have struggled in my own life with, we talk about ourselves. Example, I can relate to this words in the literature about being angry with authority because I have been angry in my own life with my mom. We do not talk directly to or give any person advice after they have shared.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, and now we're going to read the meditation.
I'm Emily and I'm a recovering addict.
Hey,
Emily.
Day 1, gratitude for people. I opened this book to an empty page and then I thought of you. The other people on this spinning world. I could not leave it empty. For every day you have helped me to not have empty meaning to my existence. To To you I say, you're the best thing that ever happened to me and the hardest thing for me to love without condition, though I am not ever giving up hope that this is possible for me.
Thanks,
Emily.
Emily.
Okay. Lisa will be our timekeeper, so everybody kind of gets a chance.
When I read this, I see two different things. The first half of it, I opened this book to an empty page, and then I thought of you, the other people on this spinning world. I could not leave it empty. For every day you have helped me to not have an empty meaning to my existence. So when I read the first sentence, it reminded me of my husband. He was 21 when he died from an overdose on Christmas Eve, and like I just said, the empty page, I thought of you. Like, he doesn't get the opportunity that I have to have a different life. And back then, like, I had no idea what any 12-step meetings were, or really what an addict was. So, and I've always asked myself, like, even when I was using, like, I would try to make sure I knew how much I did, because I didn't want the same thing to happen to me that happened to him, and, you know, leave our kids without both of their parents. And it's kind of important for me to share the message, because, and I love it when young people come in the meetings, because I just see that they have that opportunity that my husband didn't. And it always makes me want to do good. Like, I remember several times I've asked myself throughout, it's been 10 years since he's been gone, like, I wonder if Larry would still be proud of me. And like, when the first time I had to answer no, he wouldn't. You know, it wasn't long after that I went to rehab. And then the last, couple of sentences says, to you I say, you are the best thing that ever happened to me, and the hardest thing for me to love without condition. Though I'm not ever going to give up hope that this is possible for me. That I can relate to myself, because it's harder for me to love myself without conditions. Like, if I mess up or my character defects come out, like, I'm so hard on myself. But like, when other people are, acting a fool, and I'm like, oh, I can just be like, that's where they're at. That's okay. But like, when it comes to me, I'm so hard on myself, and I've never respected myself. I've never loved myself. And that's almost killed me a lot. Not just the drugs, but the men. I've allowed people to do things that I never should have allowed. And so this time I've had several relapses in my recovery, but this time I'm trying to be aware that I am an awesome person, and I deserve good things, and I want to, and I will be respected. Like, I don't have to settle for those things anymore, and I deserve that. Like, I've messed up and lost my kids, but I mean, I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't the drugs. So, and I have to realize that, like, yeah, I made those mistakes, but that's not who I am truly. And I just have to be easy with myself and love myself. Nobody's gonna love me like me, if I can get to that point. But that's all I got.
Thank you, Sharon.
I'm Jessica, and I'm an addict.
Hey,
Hey,
Jessica.
Jessica. As I listen to that, or I have to read it over again, because, I get to get my mind right for a minute. It says, I opened this book to an empty page, and then I thought of you. The first thought that came to my mind was me as the empty page. And the whole existing thing, let me see if I can get this into words. I thought of me as being the empty page, and then I thought of you. And when I think of you, I think of God, because that's just me. And the other people in the spinning world, it says I could not leave it empty. To me, that maybe one of these days, I'm gonna feel my empty page, and as I'm doing it now, with recovery, with God, and God leading me in this, that maybe I can be an inspiration to someone else. It's kind of what this whole, to me, helping someone else like God has helped me, does keep me like sober and in a good state of mind. And for every day you have helped me to not have empty meaning to my existence. Like before, and I was using, you know, to me, I was not really living. I was just existing and really taking up air that somebody else could have been using, you know, so to speak. In some ways, that's just the way I feel. But today, the more I grow and the more I grow in my recovery, I feel like my life does have meaning. And maybe meaning for somebody else, my children, even though I don't have some of them, you know, they'll still look up to the person I become and maybe not the person I was. That's all I got.
Thanks
for sharing.
I'm Kim and I'm an addict. It just made me think about just the gratitude for other people. I went to rehab in Memphis, and then I got to come home for like a month, and then I come here, and like both places is away from home. And like during addiction, like I always felt alone and worthless and by myself, and nobody understood. And like just the difference in being in the NA program, just how other people is there for each other, and we understand each other, and we care about each other, and the problems that each other's having, you know, it's universal. It's like no matter where you go, and for me that gives me a lot of hope, because it lets me know that people can be there for each other, and you're never alone. You know, if you just walk into a room with other addicts, we love you. We understand, you know, what you're going through. If I don't, she may. If she don't, she may. But all together, I don't know, it's just like one big family, something that I didn't have during drug addiction. Recovery's given me that and more. That's all I got.
Thanks for sharing.
I opened this book to an empty page, then I thought of you. That definitely made me think about my two little girls. They were adopted 2 years ago due to my addiction and their father being in prison, and I have not got to speak with them since. They're only 8 and 4. So I felt like this journal would be a great thing for me to leave behind for them to read when they get older. However, when you don't really know yourself, you really don't know what to say about yourself. That's kind of what I feel like I've gave to them, is a false sense of myself. After using for 24 years, I absolutely have no idea who I am, and I'm just now starting to find out. As far as the second part goes, I think that's definitely about myself. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, and the hardest thing for me to love without condition. I'm definitely hard on myself, so when someone else is hard on me, I get super upset, because in my mind I'm already so hard on myself that to hear someone else do it is just intolerable. That's all I have.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing.
Recovering addict named Veronica. You know, the thing I appreciate about the journals is it always comes from now, you know, for whatever is going on. So even though I wrote it, you know, over just 20 years ago, you know, it's a daily meditation, and it's a now thing. So wherever I was 5 years ago is not going to be where I am today. And when I think about, it always applies to something, you know, when we're relating to each other or trying to live this thing called life. You know, I'm talking about, you know, when I think of a spinning planet, I think about, you know, there's just so much stuff in life that's going on, and sometimes I can't breathe. And I'm so grateful that I have a program and a group of people that have helped me. So it's called Gratitude for People. All the years that I was out there, you know, I grew up around, you know, having people around us all the time. But when I was out there, you know, I used people, I hurt people. And it wasn't that I did or didn't have gratitude for them, I just wasn't in a caring world. Like in my mind, I was doing what I had to do to get by. It wasn't living a life. And when I got clean and I came out of that, and then I had this group of people around me helping me live my life and showing me a new way, it created this love inside of me, and this that it was like, yeah, I care about you. And then the next day was, I can't stand you, you know. And then I would go through all these different emotions, and it was like I had from getting a sponsor and being in the fellowship and, you know, taking a day at a time and putting one day together with another day clean and getting a job and getting back out into society and actually going through problems on this spinning world, you know, because we get clean and then we see like, okay, well, is everything perfect? No, it's like, okay, I'm me, who am I? It's like the only way I knew how to get along with other people was I either lashed out at you, I kept my mouth shut, or I tried to get away really quick so that I didn't act out in some way, or I acted out. In recovery, I learned to keep my hands to myself, how to use my words, you know, and to use, you know, the tools of recovery, and I continue to do that through all these years. So today, for me, I still have problems, and I still need to be able to, you know, get along with people, and I still have gratitude for them, but some days I don't. Some days I'm mad at the world, you know, but I still know in my heart a day in recovery, a day clean, doesn't compare to anything that I had out there. So my worst day in recovery is still the best day, as long as I'm clean. That's what I got.
I'm Julie. I'm an addict in recovery.
Hey, Julie.
And I like to analyze things. So I'm like sitting here and I'm thinking back to what other people say. And for me, the first one is, the first thing I thought of was my mom. Because she taught me about unconditional love and being there for me without enabling me. And as I was growing up, I was raised in a home that was atheist, so I didn't have any real knowledge of a higher power or God or anything, but my mother had the characteristics of a higher power of God. She loved without conditions, and I watched her walk through a terrible divorce and try to support me and my brother on her own. You know, I watched her do the best that she could every single day. I seen her battle cancer and survive and just never give up on herself or me or my brother. And I watched her bring homeless people into our house and to just try to help people out. And I think without that example of love, unconditional love, and the compassion she showed for other people, I would probably not be where I am today. And then the second part is probably about me, because I put conditions on loving myself, you know, and I kick my own butt all the time. And I have a lot of good days. Most days are good for me, and on most days I love myself because I've been able to put some time together and stay clean now. But it's so funny, like if I just have a couple of small things that I'm not ready for happen, right away my day can be turned around so quickly. It's just like all of a sudden I'm beating myself up, you know, and blaming myself for stuff that I shouldn't even be blaming myself for. So recovery has given me the ability through working steps to begin this journey that helps me to love myself. And even though I do have bad days, I know that there is hope, and that as long as I continue on this journey and continue to work my steps and focus on getting better, that, you know, it is possible for me, like it says. And so, like, this blank part here is like, it's like a never-ending journey that can just, like I heard you say earlier, just, it can just change anytime, you know, throughout our recovery. And so that's what it means to me today. That's all I have. Thank you.
My name's Belle. I'm a recovering addict.
Hello.
Hey. To me, what jumps out the most is the part that says, "To you I say, you are the best thing that ever happened to me, and the hardest thing for me to love without condition." I think that's very true. In recovery, my self-esteem is growing. but a lot of times, it's hard to love yourself unconditionally, like you would love to love your higher power unconditionally, your children, your parents unconditionally. But I can say today that since I've been in recovery, I'm learning to love myself without condition and to nurture myself and my self-esteem. I think that me personally, every day is like a blank canvas, and I paint it the way that I would picture it to be. And sometimes it doesn't turn out like that. But for the most part, it'll turn out something similar to that. And through the grace of my higher power, even when it doesn't turn out like I wanted it to be, I still manage to be able to hold myself up and go on. And I think that that's what's important, is to be able to do that every day. That's all I got.
Thanks for
Thanks for
sharing.
sharing.
Anybody else want to go? Otherwise, we can wrap things up.
My name's Emily and I'm an addict.
Hey, Emily.
Hey, Emily. So I kind of get two different things from, like, one different thing on the first paragraph and something else on the second. On the first one, it makes me think of all the people that I've had to leave behind in order for me to, like, make progress. People that I was my family, what I thought was my friends, and more than just people, like a lot of grief and stuff like that. And that, I don't know how to put this in words. It's talking about how I could not leave it empty. It makes me think of like my life and not doing anything with it, not having any purpose, and just kept going out there, kept using and wasting my potential. And it makes me think a lot of my mom. My mom died of an overdose, and I know that she wouldn't want me to go down that path. So it makes me think of like her telling me like, don't follow in my footsteps, to do something and better myself. And on the second paragraph, it makes me think of, I kind of have two different perspectives on it. Sounds crazy to say, but like, drugs aren't the best thing that ever happened to me, but it's taught me so many lessons in my life that I don't think I could have gotten elsewhere. Yes, it destroyed my life, but it also, like, it led me to finding God. Like, I found God in jail, and I have built this relationship, having this great support network, and being in the program and stuff like that. And I wouldn't have been a part of any of that if I wasn't an addict. So my struggles and everything that I've been through, I'm grateful for it. And that in itself, me being an addict and my addiction, it's the hardest thing for me to love. But I have to see the good in it. I can't just continue like looking at the bad. And then on the flip side, the other thing that I see in that statement is the best thing that ever happened to me was finding God, my higher power. I'm so grateful to be where I'm at today and to know my higher power personally. And yeah, so that's what I got.
Thanks for
Thanks for sharing.
I'm an addict. My name's Miranda.
Hey,
I apologize to everybody for being late. Cool topic though. It took me a second to kind of let it sink in, but gratitude for people. I think in my experience, like whether I was clean or not, I'm a pretty self-centered person. I'm constantly worrying about all my issues and me, and what I'm doing today, and this, that, and the other. And, I've built a lot of gratitude for people by doing a lot of service to just get me out of my head and, to get me out of my own crap all the time. And that's taught me how to love unconditionally, because I can wake up and have like this crappy day and call my sponsor and be like, yo, this is all my problems. She's like, go help somebody or go ask somebody how their day is. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, like, just watching somebody just, I don't know, even if I'm pretending, but like just listening to somebody else's problems and seeing them like, feel all that care that somebody's listening. And like, I've received that too. I know it means so much to people but it also, you know, I benefit from doing service too, a lot, because it really just gets me out of myself, and that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really is. Because, you know, I live with me 24/7, and it's a lot in there. So when I can just like talk to somebody else, you know, that just helps me so much. Or just like, you know, when new girls move in, or helping them move their stuff, or like giving somebody a ride, like it really just gives me a purpose in life that I've never really seen. So yeah, I do have a lot of gratitude for that, and you know, that's just how I interpreted the topic. Thanks for letting me share. Glad you guys are here.
All right, is that it? Anybody else want to share? All right, you know what, in order to stay in the circle, we gotta kind of do it like this.
Yeah.
So y'all should turn around.
Y'all get my good side.
All right, that's the area there, so you have to imagine that you're in here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, yeah, we gotta like make
Oh,
it,
no.
we gotta hug one of those. Oh, yeah, we gotta hear you.
We love you. All right, we have a moment of silence for the sick and suffering in and outside this room, all the families and regular people, everybody else too. Close with the we version of the Serenity Prayer. God,
Grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference, just for today.
Keep coming back.
And it works if you work it. It works,
Yeah.
it works whether you work it or not. It just doesn't work for you.
All right, guys, so I want you to see this lady here. This is Julie. So you know the Voices in Recovery that I'll be doing in February 27th on Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30. She will be one of our speakers there. Julie, you're 14 years.
Yes.
Yeah, she's 14 years clean, so she'll be, you come down there to the Edney building. I'll be giving you more information about it. But over the next couple of weeks, you're going to get to hear a little more about Julie, her husband as well, Paul, and I'll show you around their ranch a bit too. So right now, we're going to take you in the other room and we're going to cook. We're going to cook food.
Let's cook some burritos.
Yeah,
Burrito.
I'm going to turn you off and I'll turn you back on in a couple minutes here. As soon as I
Turn you off, she'll turn you on.
Everybody, go up and say hi. Go up to
Hi.
Bye until they see you cooking.
So,
Oh no, I gotta get this, guys. Guys, you gotta see this. Look at the dog. Wait. Look. Sheba, Weebies. Is that Sheba? Can you see Sheba? She's like, help me. Y'all left me outside. Y'all left me out here. Let me in. All right, guys. We'll be back up in a little bit. Bye. Is that, what kind of a swing is that? It's gonna break. Oh my God. It's fun. It's like little kids. Oh.
There you go.
You need a hammer? I got the hammer.
Yeah, where'd you get the hammer?
Hammer in there.
Oh, gosh.
Huh?
Chef Marty, Chef Warrior Paul.
Chef Boy Army.
Hey, I've got dessert already covered, just FYI, because it's my last night. No, it's not made, because y'all don't want to eat it while it's cold. You gotta eat it while it's hot.
Well, that's,
What are we talking about already made?
this is a day to come we missed. We found chargers in the cupboard.
Are they too?
Power wheels.
Wait, is this live or are you just doing this for personal?
We're making a little
Documentary.
pilot episode for a mini documentary series.
Oh my God! I always wanted to have an acting career, so.
Here's your opportunity.
Hello, guys!
Oh, you won't make it.
Give it up.
It's okay, my mom always told me I was a failure. Marty's great.
Oh, I want to help cook.
Because there's spinach.
Here.
How they make it this way.
Oh, wow, that brewed. How did that brew like that? I didn't put the,
Oh, you know
did somebody put the coffee grounds in here?
I didn't do anything.
I poured water in here, but the
I
leg was
wonder
off,
if the
and
Kardashians
somehow
go.
it just came out.
Let me get my glasses.
Like, Kim, did you buy my shirt and not?
Oh yeah, look, it's not the kind we like in recovery.
It's second run.
Oh no.
Yes,
We don't need no
definitely.
coffee rinses now.
We don't like coffee rinse.
So all I wanna know is who wants to come help.
No. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hanging up my lights. You wanna get some child abuse on film? On my nails, I don't wanna step.
Beat him.
Take him straight to the toilet.
Take him, take him.
What? Bottles are out there in my office.
Where is my
Good stuff right there.
Wi-Fi?
Gingerbread houses. I'll go get it.
Get out of my room, Luke.
You want some water, lamp? Landed?
Good job. Sure, I'll take some.
Okay.
All right, where am I? I'm there. And I saw a lot of the dogs. They're really cool. The dogs are really cool.
A lot of
I have
animals.
a.
Yeah, I think y'all
Yeah.
need to see all
None
the
of that
animals.
room.
Yep.
You can chop some in a minute.
That'll be fine. There's one there.
I know you're dying to.
Hi, Hebe. What you doing?
There's one right there. Oh no, that's Lisa. That was me. That's the back of Landon's head. Oh, see, we're filming a film in a film.
Oh,
Okay.
well, what do you know?
Of a film.
A film is a film. All right, let's see what they're talking.
Chop, chop.
All right, we got chefs going on here.
You don't know about all that.
It's like a
I'll try to
one of
get
the chef shows.
Yeah. Stop.
you chop the lettuce and chop the tomatoes.
Chop.
Chop, chop.
Like a little kid one.
Yeah. Chop Junior.
Do you know how to do the chop chop real fast?
No.
Cinnamon rolls.
They are sweet rolls, orange sweet rolls.
Mm.
A lot better than cinnamon. They're really good. They're good. Just trust me.
So,
Oh,
when did that get put on a Mexican food?
It's her last night.
It's my last night, and I wanted to do something nice, Paul.
Miranda,
Miranda's
where are you
signature
going?
dish. So I'm moving back home to Nashville. I am going to a sober living house there.
But what are you going to do in that sober living house?
I'm going to be
besides stay clean?
a house manager and stay clean and still work my steps with my sponsor. Nashville's where I'm originally from, so I've got like a lot of recovery friends and stuff there. So it just kind of became an opportunity that presented itself. So, you know, but
Yeah, so we're gonna go up and we're gonna visit her and she can show us her room, we can show us things up there.
oh my gosh, I would love that.
Yeah,
Nashville
we-
has like
we
a
do.
boom in recovery.
Yeah.
drive
Yeah, I haven't
out
been to
there.
I haven't been up to a meeting in Nashville in a while, so we'll go to one.
Oh, I would.
You're going tomorrow?
I'm going tomorrow.
Alright, so we-
clean was in Nashville.
Oh, really?
Moondog, what's that Friday night? Yeah.
They still have
Yeah,
that.
maybe next week, maybe we'll give you a week to get settled in.
Oh, come
Then we'll
visit me. I
come
would
crash
love
it. Yeah,
that.
we'll come up, we're coming. We're coming.
Bring Julie,
Right, Lise?
please.
Yep, we're coming.
Yeah.
We've been looking to get on a road
We get a
trip.
car though, no, we do
I
free
just
stuff
got
in
in
the
the
car.
van, Miranda. You never know.
I will cry. I've already cried like 3 times today.
We'll come up there and
But
crash it.
how much are the beds there? Can you tell us?
And we got the lettuce, we got tomatoes, and Lisa. How you doing, Lisa? You done all right, Lisa?
I'm here.
You hungry?
I am hungry.
Me too.
Yeah, look. I'm gonna show you. Look, Landon made a friend. Let me just not try to. There you go. You see? Wait a minute. He's just like, here, pet me.
I'm not a tomato eater, so I would say count those pieces, and if it's 600.
Right?
Lisa, that's just cold.
I am cold. So Veronica, I want to get your opinion on something. I want to get your opinion on something recovery.
Okay, here, let me come over there.
I mean, it's not personal.
Okay, no, say that loud.
Medically assisted treatment is becoming a more popularly talked about topic, and so I just have this feeling that one day I'm gonna get a sponsee and they're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm on medication to support my recovery."
She's a good one to ask that question.
So I just want to know how you approach those situations, because where I'm going to, some of the recovery they do have, MMT meetings and stuff like that, and I know it's just a more, I don't know, some people look at that now for treatment, so I don't know,
Well, I'm going to tell you that is something that a lot of people have a lot of opinions about.
They do.
Okay, so my experience is, having been down at the Volunteer Comprehensive Treatment Center, okay, doing the recovery journals down there, people's hearts are still their hearts. However, it might not be a road that like I would choose, but people are choosing that road. So it's an individual choice that you'll have, that each of us have to make. If somebody is seeking recovery and that is their choice, and they're in a treatment center or they're whatever that road is.
Yeah.
I think it's a bridge that you have to cross. It's a new bridge.
So do you
Those
still-
of us, it's going to be depend. Like if you're in your anonymous program, that's something where I would say you'll have to talk to your sponsor about, right? And then you'll have to make them choices for yourself, because there's a lot of opinion about medical assisted treatment. So
I mean, so would you still take them through step work and stuff, or would you?
I think that the treatment
Because I know
program,
some people are like, I'm not taking you through
I
step work
personally
until.
think that if you are in an MAT program providing medication to people, you need to have a 12-step program there for them and provide for their mental health. Long term, if they're on it long term, they need to be on it long term.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I feel. You also, if somebody comes to me, they want to work the steps, I'll work the steps with them. I don't know if that answers your question,
No,
but I feel like individually, we're gonna have to walk that road. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to cross that bridge, and talk with that person and then use our
What kind of
support
medication are you
system.
talking about?
I'm just saying medication, like opiate blockers, like Suboxone, Vivitrol, the whole
I've
nine
done
yards,
both.
medication,
They're
medication.
the MAT program.
I did both.
Jessica, you got the
Yes.
Jackson program?
Yep. Yeah, I did too. I was on a methadone program.
Yeah, and like,
But
I know
for
for
me,
me it didn't work.
I didn't hold
But like, as opposed to
But
going out and
people
killing
are-
myself, like, I would definitely say, like, if I'm trying to get clean, yeah, I'm gonna take anything that somebody gives me not to die.
That's why I
But-
said it's
and
an
so-
individual.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that I'm off of it now.
I'm not gonna turn somebody away.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just like the whole, like, I mean, do you take people through the steps who still drink alcohol but don't do drugs anymore? Like, there's those people out there who separate alcohol and narcotics. There are. So do you still, if that's their personal preference? do you
What I'm
still
gonna
do
tell
drugs?
you is, people can do whatever they wanna do. If somebody wants to go to the steps and they wanna drink, and they wanna do the 12 steps, they might get something from it. As a sponsor, I'm in a 12-step program, the program that I'm in, we are clean.
Yeah.
Okay, so that alcohol
Alcohol
is a
is a
drug.
drug.
Yeah.
Right, but there are people who are regular people who occasionally drink the steps. If they wanna work the steps, by all means, they can get whatever they can. You don't have to do it, but like, we are in a program, we have a sponsor, we work that program. But other people can do whatever they wanna do.
It's like there's
They can
people in
extrapolate
AA
out.
that smoke pot because
Exactly.
they're not drinking, they're sober,
Yeah.
so.
Right, so it's individual, you're gonna have
It
to
is.
decide what recovery.
And what program
You have
you're
to
in.
decide what recovery is for you,
Right.
so.
And what it is in the meeting you're attending.
Exactly, what fellowship are you in and what does that mean to you?
Right.
Because for some people who just party on the weekend and they say, well, I want help with the steps, with my living, with my mental health, that would
Yeah.
work for them. That wouldn't work for me, but it could work for other people that didn't walk the road that I did. They didn't go to the extreme, so I go to the program that I go to because I went to that extreme.
Yeah.
Methadone didn't help me. It couldn't hold me. You know what I mean? I went to jail, I got locked up, I went through all these roads, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Half
But
measures.
I pretty much got kicked off the methadone program. I was like, I used it it's honestly, I didn't want to be sick.
Yeah.
So
I can relate.
took that and I went and I did, so I could go get my drugs. I was a bad addict. Blah. And now I'm a clean one, but I'm still bad.
What's a good addict?
Huh?
What's a good
One
addict?
that has a halo is a good addict. I got a halo. I don't.
I don't think
I'll borrow
that
yours.
exists, nor have I ever met one.
hospital.
Yeah.
I guess one that knows how to take their medication as prescribed, maybe, for starters. I don't know. I don't know what that means either, but.
All right, guys, we're gonna get ready to get out of here and say goodnight.
You're not gonna eat?
No, we're gonna. Yeah, we eat.
Like, wait,
I'm saying, do we want?
When you see me at the Oscars one day, remember where I started.
No, I was talking about with Facebook. Are we getting ready to sit down and eat? Can we help set the table?
I'm just about to bring these over.
Okay.
We usually.
Where did I put
we
my
usually
glasses?
Serve over here like buffet style and then sit at the table is what we do.
Okay.
We say grace.
I don't know what I do with my glasses.
Are they black?
Is that them? Are they over there? Yeah, don't, Luke, don't touch that. Okay. Can you see that?
Yeah, they're down there.
This is finished. Bye, everybody. Say bye. 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 Let me show. Lisa, say bye. 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 Paul, say bye.
Bye, Facebook world.
All right. Toodles. See you guys again. Have a good night in recovery. If you don't have any, go get you some.
That's not.
Easy.
So I pulled over just to take a moment to reflect on this evening. There's nothing like hanging out with a bunch of recovering people that are in that mindset of reaching out of destruction to find a new way to live, and surrounded by support of each other. And I am very grateful to be able to take part in going up there, coming into their lives, making new friends, getting a lot of hugs, and to share the journals with them on their journey so they can write about their story and grow in their recovery. So I'm really grateful to be a part of that, and I'm happy to bring more, to go up there again and show some more of their lives. So it's been a very rewarding evening with friends and new friends in recovery. So thanks for being part of it.
So
my hair is like, there's like a static tickle in the side of my face. All right, go ahead and ask me the question, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. So what was one of your favorite parts of this evening?
Probably just when I first got there this evening was a highlight, because you don't know people, and in recovery, no matter where you go, and we hug, and you just, so to hug a stranger, you just don't feel like, it just brings that wall right down. So to get all the hugs from all them ladies, I didn't know them, but by the time I left, we all connected. It's just hits you right in the heart, right where it needs to hit you, to feel a part of society. So that was my highlight.
Did you feel like you made an impact on anyone?
Well, you just really don't think of things that way as an impact, but I know they impacted me, and that's always a two-way street. So when you reach out to somebody else, that comes back at you. That's just the way that is. But I hope that I did. I hope that they take the journals and they use them, and they realize that, okay, they only got the 31 days, so if they want that other journal, then they have to do the work for it. So we didn't just give it, we gave them a piece of it, and now they've got to do their part if they want that.
You said they're in there for like a month?
I think they said 3 months, but some are even staying a year. So,
okay.
So I think because it's a family-run recovery ranch there, I like to call it the Recovery Ranch because it's like more than just a recovery house to me, like that what they're doing up there. So Recovery Ranch, Pirate Springs Recovery Ranch. Put a little sling in it there. So it can be a longer amount of time, and then they'll have a plan afterwards. But some of them are there from jail, so they may be there longer because they're court stipulated to be there. I'm looking forward to just hanging out with them and getting to know them even more. So this was the first intro, it's like, okay, so now, you've made some new friends, and now you'll go back and you'll learn a little more about them and about their lives and their ups and their downs and different things, and encourage them along with the journals, because by showing up, that encourages them to continue on in their recovery and write in the journals. And then the journals do their own thing, because once we start writing in our journals and it becomes our story, then they come to mean a lot to people. I mean, I've been journaling. My sponsor suggested I journal my first 30 days, and I have a stack of journals, but not my series, but I'm saying from just working the steps and different things, so it becomes a part of our life. So it'll be nice to just encourage them along that road. So that's it. All right, bye again. Bye. All right, what did you think before you turn that off? So since you're there too, because I mean, really, I'm because you're somebody who hasn't been exposed. So like, one of the things that I like to show in recovery is regular people and their impressions of things. Like, had you ever been to a recovery house before?
I have not been to one. I mean, it didn't seem all that odd. I mean, like you said, it was a pretty calm group, so.
Well, they go out to meetings, like
okay.
So the people who own the houses, they'll take them out to 12-step meetings,
okay.
And they give them structure. Like, you see, like, they sat down to dinner. Like, some of them, they always try to be classified, I think, as a recovery house. I think they have to have, up north anyway, they have to sit and have dinners, a certain amount of dinners, meals together.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know exactly how it is here in Tennessee. But so people coming from the outside, they don't always know what a recovery house is. So it's just, this one happens. They have some that are just for men. They have some that are just for women, and there are some that are co-ed. But again, the problem with co-ed is with relationships,
distractions.
Yeah, and then it always happens. So that's why they have the men with the men and the women with the women.
And they actually live there at the house, like on the farm and stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's where they live, and then they get them back to work. They get jobs. They have to pay rent there. They have to pay their way. So there's a certain amount, and then and then they take care of all their driver's license issues and any kind of probation issue or whatever the things are. They just walk them along to do things proper.
Okay. Nice.
So. All right, we're going to head the rest of the way home.